Today is the Autumn Equinox. Very, very excited to be here with you today on this really special day. The Autumn Equinox is a time of balance and celebration around the world. This day is celebrated by many cultures around the world in many different ways. And so excited to be here today to be celebrating with you in this moment. For those of you who maybe don't know me, I am Nicole Gayatri. I am a wealth and wellness alchemist, helping people to create a life of Zen by transforming through self-devotion and bringing more magic into their lives. So part of that magic is recognizing our connection to nature and how deeply connected we really are to nature, and then also honoring the cycles that are happening in nature along with the cycles that happen within our bodies. And so this day is really exciting because this is part of the cycles of nature. The autumn equinox, the word equinox is nox, means night, and equa, meaning equal. So it's an equal night. So today, the sun is directly over the equator, making the night and the day completely equal in many parts of the world. It depends on if you're, closer to the north or closer to the south. Maybe your day wasn't quite as equal, but for the sun itself, it is equal parts over being over the equator. And with that, we are coming more into being in tune with nature and what is about to happen. So for those in the northern hemisphere, we're about to start going through the autumn season, right? So we're moving into fall. And what happens in the fall? The trees start to change their colors, the leaves start dropping, they start letting go. This is also a time of harvest. Today is one of the days where we come to the end of the summer season and we are able to reap what we have sown. So we want to take a minute to go back to where you were in the spring and think about the seeds that you planted for yourself then. What was it that you were calling in? And now it's time to reap what you've sown. Did you take care of that garden? Did you tend to that garden within yourself so that you have a bountiful harvest now at this time? Things that we're going to be thinking about today. So we're looking at the ways of different harvesting, at the reaping what you've sown, at this idea of balance between the dark and the light, and also in just celebration. It's a time of celebration to be in gathering with loved ones and community. So today I will be, after this incredible ceremony that we're going to do together, I'm going to be going out to celebrate with some family, and hoping that all of you will take the time to do that too. So once we finish, if you're inside now, make sure when we are done that you get outside into nature, commune with nature today, and really believe in that magic. So magic is really just a much deeper understanding of nature and the cycles, and being in tune with that and looking for the signs and things that are coming to you from nature, from your angels, guides, ancestors, etc. So if you are joining today and watching in the replay, I would really love if you take some time to even just pause if you're watching in the replay and gather some things that you may want to have for your ceremony to create yourself a little bit of an altar. Always great to have a paper and pen so that you can write things down. I am a firm believer in the magic of pen and paper writing, creating that, creating spells in a way that you're writing to yourself, that you're manifesting for yourself. So have that handy so that if something happens during the ceremony, you can write that down and remember, or go deeper within that. And then certainly afterwards, take time to do some journaling for yourself on what it is that you were really feeling into, calling in. We're going to be doing some meditation, a guided meditation, and so maybe something will come to you at that point as well. You'll want to have a glass of water with a little pinch of salt in it, and then probably a separate glass of water for drinking. You don't want to drink the salt water. If you have any crystals or stones, special gems, you want to have those as well, and a feather or something else that represents air to you. And you'll create a little altar with those, putting them in specific directions. You can pull out your phone and use your directional app to figure out which directions are where. And you'll want to be placing a candle. So you'll go ahead and light a candle. You'll place that in the north area of your altar. Your feather will go to the east. Your gems, rocks, or crystals will go to the south. and your water will go to the west. So you'll have just a little altar with those 4 things, and you can place anything else on there that you feel called to bring with you. And again, think deeply about what is it that you're calling in. What are you wanting to harvest at this time? Place those things on your altar as well. All right, we're going to drop into a bit of a meditation. We're going to call in the energies of those different directions to be with us today, and then we will commune with Source or God, whatever it is that you want to call that energy, that all-knowing energy that rules all things and is within every single cell of your body, every atom and particle of your actual being. So if you'd like to take some time, as I said, and then replay, pause, create your altar, and then come back, we're going to start doing our meditation. If you're here with me live, hi, nice to see you. Just get into your comfortable space and go ahead and close your eyes. And just drop into your body. First and foremost, you are the alchemist with your breath. Every single breath, you are the alchemist. And recognize how even in just breathing, you are communing with nature. Breathing in the air around you, taking in the oxygen, using that for your body, and then exhaling. As you exhale, you're letting go and releasing of CO2, which is then used by the trees and plants around you. So unity, oneness, togetherness, and symbiosis with nature in every single breath. You don't even have to think about it. So drop down into your body now, further and further into your body. More and more deeply aware of every single particle of your being. Feel yourself growing, sitting up nice and tall, and then beyond that, start to feel outwardly towards your skin. Do you feel the air on your skin? Your clothing touching you, maybe your hair, your feet against the floor. Feel the weight of your body. And maybe you can even become more and more aware of the hairs on your skin. Dancing with the air around you. More and more aware of your energetic field, your auric field, emanating in both directions from your heart, back through your life force energy, pranayama, chi, called different things in different cultures, all talking about the same thing, this magic of the energy that you are. And as you feel more and more deeply into your body, begin to take all of your attention down to your feet. Your feet on the ground. And even if you're inside, can you start to feel into your connection with Mama Gaia, Pachamama, the earth? And imagine that you have roots growing down like little tendrils into the earth, your energy connecting to that of Mama Gaia. And begin to intentionally draw this energy back up into your body. Being nourished, being held, supported by Mama Gaia, by nature, by the air around you. You call upon all of your angels, guides, your ancestors, all of the benevolent energies that are here to help you on your quest, on your path, your divine journey here on earth in this lifetime. call upon these energies to commune with you, to show you their support in whatever ways they see fit and that you can recognize. We call upon the energies of the north and the element of fire deep within your heart to bring healing, to honor your experiences, to release you from all stories of victimhood, so that you may take deeper, radical responsibility as you move through this lifetime. And here on this autumn equinox, to find balance between those stories, recognizing that sometimes what is happening to you is really happening for you. So if there's any events in your life that come up where you feel like you were a victim, you can then dive deeper into that story to find the blessing, or as I call them, the blessings, of what it was that you were brought that event so that you could learn from it. What are you harvesting from that memory as a lesson today? Just take a few moments to allow your monkey mind, as we call it, to bring you any of those stories. Where are some events in your life that you may have felt like you were the victim of something? And what lesson were you brought because of that experience? How was the universe giving you a lesson to grow in that moment? Or here and now? Maybe it's much later, but you can see it from a different perspective here as you commune with the energies of the north. And let us burn away that story of victimhood. Go ahead and imagine yourself lighting that sense of victimhood on fire, to be transmuted, to be transformed by the magic of nature, by the element of fire within you, to shift and change that feeling of being a victim and to empower yourself to take radical responsibility and be ready to receive that lesson, to shift that perspective, to shift that perception. Maybe even reaching your arms high up overhead as you take a deep breath in and stretch. Feel yourself opening up to receive that lesson, burning away stories of victimhood and reaping the empowerment through your heart space. How are you ready to show up on the other side of this? How are you ready to find the balance? Bringing your hands in front of you as if you were holding a scale. Feel into that story. Watch the fire burning away until you can find the balance of the dark and the light. Until you can find the balance of releasing victimhood and empowering yourself with radical responsibility and receiving the blessing. When you find that balance, bring your palms together. Ooh, feeling the energy between them. Wonderful. And bring that to your heart space. Maybe even placing your palms over your heart space. Let's repeat the mantra here. I release all stories of victimhood in my experience. I take radical responsibility for my divine path in life. I recognize the choices I made that brought me to that moment. I know that life is happening for me. I humbly and gratefully receive these lessons as blessings. As moments that came to teach me in this lifetime. I bow in deep gratitude to the energies of the North for blessing me with this release and this growth on this autumn equinox. Receiving that so deeply within your heart, within your being, within your soul. Yes, yes, yes. Opening up to the energies now, calling upon the energies of the East, calling upon the energies of air. And here we find the divine masculine energy, that of stability and structure, of action and tradition. Just breathing into these energies and connection with this energy, and what is it that comes up for you as you hear those words? Divine masculine, structure, safety, support, action. The energy of the East is also that of tradition and honoring each relation as an integral part of the whole. The energy of the East is connecting you to your spiritual growth and your awakening. How are you able to more deeply surrender to this energy in your life? Often for women, it can be tough for us to give into the divine masculine. Often we are expected to show up and hold both spaces. I know as a single mama for myself, it's been a huge journey these past 7 years to find balance, to find that balance between my divine masculine and divine feminine, and not allow the energy of being a parent and having to hold that space to override the divine feminine, but again, to find that balance. So as you breathe deeply into the space of connecting with the energies of the East, close your eyes and breathe in here. What is it that you are being called? How are you being called to find more balance with your divine masculine? Where are you being called in your life to take action or to bring in more structure, or to surrender. As we call upon the energy in the east and this element of air, breathe in deeply. Feel yourself filling up. Feel the air emanating from your body as if as you breathe in, there's this huge balloon that you become inflated and yet porous at the same time. So there's this dance happening with the air around you. As you inhale and expand, the air makes space for you. And as you exhale and contract, the air comes with you to hug you even more, to give you that support. Always with you, always holding you. Imagine the air is just hugging your body right now, maybe even bringing your arms, wrapping your arms around yourself in a deep hug. Feel your arms expanding as you inhale. Feel the contraction as you exhale, finding balance with each breath between your inhale and exhale. You can drop your arms if that feels better, but let's go ahead and breathe into an 8-count breath. We'll find balance as you inhale for 8. And hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. And just notice within your body now. Are you feeling more balanced? Are you feeling more supported? Asking yourself once again, what is needed with your connection to the divine masculine energy of the East? Where do you need to find more balance here? What are you ready to release and let go of? What are you reaping and sowing in this moment? Sealing in this energy within you. And opening up to your connection with the south energies. That of the earth, of this new season of autumn. Here where we honor release. We're honoring the release. We're acknowledging our self-worth. Allowing yourself to recognize that there is no real competition outside of yourself. You are only here for your own spiritual growth. And we can see this in nature happening all the time. The energies of the south, again, the earth element, Nature is always showing us, Mama Gaia is always showing us through the trees, through the animals, through the seasons, that change is inevitable. Everything is always shifting and changing. And there aren't many things in nature that are actually competing with one another. I mean, within animal species, we compete a little bit for partners, etc. That's happening for sure. But most of the time, while something is growing, it's not worried about what the thing next to it is doing. It's just growing and living as its God self, living in this unique expression of the divine flowing through it, right? Every single flower on a plant is just blooming in all of its own glory. It's not like, oh, what's Sally over there doing? No. And we don't need to be doing that either. So as we connect to this energy of the south and the earth and autumn, how are we able to connect more deeply with our own divine nature, with your unique expression of God flowing through you? What are you being called to acknowledge within your own self-worth? Breathe into that. What are you being called to acknowledge in your own self-worth? How are you being called to show up more and to release self-importance, but to connect more deeply to, again, that divine path that you are being called forward on? Grounded, rooted in your unique expression. Feel your roots again, moving through the soil of Pachamama, absorbing or filling you up with this incredible energy. Connecting to the seeds of intention that you planted back in the springtime that have grown over these past months, that have come to fruition over the summer and now are ready to be harvested. Here on your divine path, here as you connect to the energies of the south, that of Mama Gaia, rooted, supported, Sealing this energy in, now we move to connect to that with the energy of the west, with the watery womb space of your body, the water within you, every single cell of your being, around 70% water. So you have this incredible element that has such an incredible way of transforming and shifting, right? Water can be liquid flowing as the oceans, as the rivers, as lakes, as water from your sink, etc. But then also has the ability to freeze, right? To change into a solid state form and to hold space and to hold the information. And then again, if you are to heat up water, it is able to transform and become vaporous, right? So water is one of the only elements that can really truly shift and change and transform itself, all the while still holding the information deep within. So as we connect to this energy of the West and of water, we connect to the divine feminine aspect, the divine feminine able to shift and change and transform, to create life. The West energy is that of the prophecy, of creation, of preservation. As I mentioned, that information is held no matter how many times water changes its state, the information is still held. So it is that of preserving creation and conception, knowing when to release, having discernment and finding balance again, integrity. All of these things are energies associated with the West. So let's place our hands down on your sacral space, down in your womb space if you are a woman, and feel into the water of your being. Whether you're a woman or a man, again, most of your body made up of this element of water. So as we connect here to the divine feminine, asking yourself once again, where do you need to find more balance? Where are you feeling weighed down in your life? And what is it that you can release in the divine feminine way to find balance, the balance between creation and death, the death of letting go of whatever it is that is no longer serving you, so that you have the space to create more. Can you graciously and gratefully release those things now? Imagine water rushing through you, maybe like a shower over you. And anything that is not serving is just sort of you're filling up with all this water washing over you, and anything that's not serving you is just floating up to the surface and being washed away with the water, releasing and letting go. Allowing your divine feminine energy to flow through you. With great discernment, knowing when to release, knowing when to create. Finding the balance of all that you are. Finding the balance of all that is. Asking the energies of the West now, is there anything you would have me know? Connecting to the prophecy of this element. Listening deeply, what is it the West wants you to know? Sealing in this energy into your womb space, into the waters of every cell of your being. And opening up to connect with the divine, with that of the energy above. Unveiling your gifts, being ready to contribute in service to the greater good of our planet, asking the energies of above, how do you want me to show up in service to the world over this next season of the cycle? How can I be shown where to be of service, which gifts to share? Honoring those answers. If you're watching in the replay, you can even take a moment to pause and write those things down. What are you hearing from Source? Energies above. Connecting next to the energies below, to those of storytelling and sharing, of both teaching and learning. How to actively be walking your talk. Asking these energies below, how should I show up to share? What is it that you would have me learn today? And pausing to write down the answers. And finally, we'll go deep within. The energies within yourself, this knowing center, this peaceful place of calmness and zen, of joy, and reverence. Finding the balance and full awareness of the magic that lies within you, that is communing with the magic around you. Balance of the dark and the light, that we are both, that we honor both, that we respect both, that we can learn from both, and that we can grow with both. Feeling in this energetic practice, thanking the energies of all the directions, thanking the energies of the elements. So yes, taking a moment to journal. What was it that came to you when you asked those questions of each of the different directions and each of the different elements? How are you meant to be moving through life over these next seasons here as we move from summer into autumn? What is it that you are ready to let go of? What is it that you are ready to make space for? What harvest are you going to be reaping in this moment? Taking with you to nourish over these next months. Thank you so much for being here with me today, for taking this time to honor and celebrate this beautiful day of balance on our planet. And I hope that you really do take time to journal some more about what it is that you are reaping and sowing. What are you harvesting now? And also then, what are you getting ready to make space for? What will you be releasing? So for those of you who may want to be going even deeper into these type of practices and into the practices of the divine feminine, I mentioned in the beginning that I am a wealth and wellness alchemist, and I'm going to be hosting a 6-month container for my female followers, those of you who are interested in diving more into your divine feminine. This will be a 6-month container where we will be meeting twice a month live on different calls. I will also be hosting twice a month the new moon and full moon ceremony. So we're going to be diving deeper into the cycles of our planet, of our moon, and of ourselves, the cycle within your moon cycle, your womb cycle, and becoming more acquainted with these things so that we can take these next few months as we move through autumn and winter and really go deeper within, just like we follow nature and how nature goes into this time of releasing and then hibernation. Whether it's animals, plants, etc., they all kind of fall asleep for a while. And it's not that they're asleep, they're just going within, right? They're preserving their energy in a way so that they can go deeper and be nourished and ready to bring creation forth again in the spring. So that's what this 6-month container is about. It's a divine feminine journey of transformation. It's called Reborn. The course is called Reborn. And we'll be doing some of these practices in addition to what I've already mentioned. I will also be doing 2 movement practices a month. So I'm really very much about movement and how movement can help with transformation. So for those of you who have been following me for years, you may know about my yoni size practices, my Unleash Your Inner Goddess practices. I'll be sprinkling those things within, as well as somatic practices to help with your nervous system, especially in these months. If you're in the northern hemisphere, I know it can become very difficult as the days get darker and darker and darker. Our bodies need that movement, that joy, that consistent being filled up with energy, right? So this is a great way to take yourself through these next 6 months and be with a community of people who are following the cycles, who are deeply in tune with that of nature and the cycles that are happening, so that you can release in many different ways and create that space to be able to plant seeds for what it is that you're going to be calling in the springtime. So our ceremonies will start for this course on October 2nd, which is the next new moon. And from there, we will go all the way through until the spring equinox. So we'll pass through the winter solstice and move into the spring equinox. And that will be the end of our container together, of our 6-month container. But you will be ready. You will be transformed by the end of that and ready to, again, be birthing whatever it is, creating whatever it is that you are ready to do so, the same way nature is ready to, start budding those beautiful little green blossoms that come out. We are going to be in tune with all of that magic as well. So if you are interested in joining me for the 6-month container, Reborn, a divine feminine journey of transformation, please send me a message. Either you can comment here, or I'll probably be posting snippets of this on Instagram and Facebook and other spaces. So just send me a message if you are ready for that. And I would love to see you there. Would love to have you in our community and hold space for you as you transform. If you enjoyed this ceremony, you can find other ceremonies that I've done on my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe. I will be posting more in the months to come. I also host a Mama's Zen in 10 group on Facebook, which you can find in the description, and would just love to see more of you and practice with more of you. I really truly believe that the more we come together in these ceremonial practices, the more we are in tune with that of nature and magic, the more we can help shift the energy of the planet and raise that frequency and vibration so that we can fully shift into 5D together. So if that's something you're interested in, follow below. Make sure you click to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you again soon. Have a blessed autumn equinox.